The Conservatives have adapted their tack regarding net zero, and it looks like public opinion is swaying them. They won the Uxbridge by-election largely due to opposition against London Mayor Sadiq Khan's ULEZ expansion. That's the daily charge for driving older, more polluting vehicles in the capital. The Conservatives are now presenting themselves as a pragmatic pro-car party. Here's Energy Secretary Claire Coutinho.
I know the difference £12.50 Labour's ULEZ tax can make to people whose finances are stretched. If we are to succeed, net zero can't be something that's done to people by a privileged elite.
Transport Secretary Mark Harper expanded on the pro-car stance at the Conservative Party conference in Manchester. He called out against the misuse of the 15-minute city concept, an idea that, in principle, means everything you need is within 15 minutes walk of where you live. But in practice, some councils have created rules to restrict drivers. Low-traffic neighbourhoods stop cars with planters or bollards, or have time limits for when people are allowed to drive. There can be a risk of getting fined. Harper said the government will look to stop this.
I am announcing that the government will investigate what options we have in our toolbox to restrict overzealous use of traffic management measures, including cutting off councils from the DVLA database if they don't follow the rules.
Recently, Wales implemented a blanket 20-mile-an-hour speed limit across all built-up areas. It's strongly opposed, with a Welsh Parliament petition garnering over 450,000 signatures. For comparison, 443,000 voted Labour in the last Welsh Government elections. Harper said the 20-mile-per-hour limit is good around schools, but as a blanket rule, he says it's a way to punish drivers.
So we will change the Department for Transport's guidance requiring councils to only use 20-mile-an-hour zones where there's a good reason, and underlining that 30 miles per hour is the default speed limit on urban roads.
I asked people on the streets of London how they feel about 20-mile-per-hour zones.
More in the highly populated areas, it would probably be more appropriate. Maybe university areas where there are a high number of children, such as places, schools or places of worship, it's probably a good idea.
I think as a blanket approach, it may be just a tad too much. I think necessary in the right areas, schools, etc., residential estates, places like that. But main thoroughfares, I think 30 mile an hour is probably fine. But I do believe it's a good idea in the right areas for the safety of everybody.
Malcolm Hudson, NTD News, London.